So the question, which I'm sure a lot of people are asking, is how the hell do you even go about getting a Bugatti in the first place?
It's difficult because there's a lot of people in the world with money, and there's only 60 in the world of these as a new build allocation, so it's actually really, really difficult. I first walked into the Bugatti store in Germany, in Munich. They had a Bugatti store, and I walked in there. And I wanted to, I said to them, look, I'm interested in possibly buying a car. And they were like, yeah, whatever, goodbye. Because they have probably so many people walk in and out, lying about how they want to buy a Bugatti, right? I said, look, give me the email address of somebody. I emailed him my car portfolio, my Instagram, my Wikipedia page, explained who I was, and he kind of half replied saying, look, all allocations are full. When we launch a car within 3 minutes, we just hit up our old customer list and they're all sold out and they're all full. And it was a sales pitch. I had to try very, very hard to get this car. I had to actually pitch and say, look, why instead of selling it to some sheikh who's going to just put it in a room and hide it forever, why don't you give it to me so I can drive it around and be an idiot in it? And at least it's going to be on the streets.
Yeah.
At least, you know, it's going to be good for the brand. And he kind of was semi-entertained by that. And then I had to go to a meeting and explain, you know, why I want the car. And it's the definition of success. And I'm from nothing. I come from a council estate in Luton. I've done all this myself. And I think it'll be really good for people, inspire people, that I chose Bugatti as opposed to another brand. I just full-on pitched the guy. Yeah. And they said, all right, well, you can have an allocation. Give us $2.5 million. And then you can pay us the other $2.5 million when she's ready.
Yeah, so if there's one thing I know you're good at, it's marketing. And already you've marketed this car very well.
Well, life is sales, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're trying to pick up a girl. It doesn't matter if you're trying to convince Bugatti to give you a car. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're good at selling and selling yourself, you're going to do well. So I think a lot of people forget that. Like, selling is an art, it's a skill, and a lot of people don't know that. A bit of Bugatti power for you. I almost got my foot down that time. It's ridiculously fast.
And you were saying as well, one of the bonuses of actually having a Bugatti is it gets you access to the network within Bugatti, all the other Bugatti owners.
Yeah, so all the Bugatti owners have private events. So we'll all go driving. I think this year we all go driving in Argentina. We have armed security, closed off roads. All the planes get flown into Argentina. I mean, all the cars get flown into Argentina by plane. We're insured. Everything is all handled for us, and we go there. And I'll be with all the other Bugatti owners. So that's going to be some interesting dinner time conversations.
Yeah.
I've already done one Bugatti dinner so far, and it's kind of very interesting when I talk to people who are completely and utterly outside of, I call it the matrix, right?
Yeah.
Outside of the system. But it's funny, like they were sitting around, and this was about 6 months ago, and I didn't have my car yet. I just put the order in, and we're sitting around talking, and they were laughing about things like COVID-19, COVID restrictions, flight restrictions. To them, it's all a joke. I was like, well, why didn't you just take a jet? Like dumbass. like it's kind of crazy, and it's weird for me because I'm from completely nothing. And a lot of these people are born into money, right? So
yeah, I was going to say, are these people, they're self-made or they've been born into it?
It's very hard to get to Bugatti money by yourself. That's not impossible. But I think Bugatti did say to me, I'm one of the only ones who's ever done it, you know? So it's very, very difficult to do. But they do have a degree of contempt, I guess, for... I mean, people at that level of life do have a degree of contempt for the person who's still inside the matrix, is still inside the system, because the laws don't apply to them, the rules don't apply to them. I think most people don't understand is that we live in a system of society in which 99% of punishments for crimes are financial. It's either a fine, or if you can afford a good enough lawyer, you don't go to jail. So basically what it's saying is that if you have money, laws don't apply, because it doesn't matter, right? Oh, I got a fine. A boo-hoo. I got a fine. You're a millionaire, right? You don't care. So there's a degree of confusion amongst the people at the top. Like, well, why did the people at the bottom just try harder to get rich so they can ignore all these rules? Like, why do they have to comply with these rules? So it's kind of interesting to be in those scenarios, because I've come from the other end of it. And it's certainly very interesting. And obviously there's a lot of networking opportunities and opportunities to make money. I know I'll make all the money back this car cost me. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So that's pretty cool. But friends, you need friends in high places, you need friends in low places, you actually need both. And I have enough friends in low places. I'm from Luton, so I need some more friends in high places.